First of all, every time we have a thought, we make a chemical. And if you have an unlimited thought, you will feel unlimited. And if you have a self-depreciating thought, you'll feel unworthy. And your brain instantaneously fires circuits that signal another part of the brain to release peptides or chemical messengers that signal hormonal centers. And when we get that arousal from the thought that we think, those thoughts sometimes weaken, the response weakens the physical body. So turns out that the emotions that are created from the thoughts are the signaling mechanisms of the body. Thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body, and how we think and how we feel creates our state of being. So it turns out that the thoughts based in the stress hormones, based in survival, those are the thoughts that begin to push the genetic buttons that create disease. In other words, a person wakes up in the morning, and the brain is a record of the past. The first thing they do when they wake up in the morning is they start thinking about their problems. And those problems are memories that are etched in the brain that are connected to certain people, certain objects, certain things at certain times and places. So if you believe that your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, the moment you think about your problems, you're thinking in the past, right? Mm-hmm. Now, every one of those problems has an emotion associated with them because we've experienced them. So the moment you remember your problems, now you feel unhappy, now you feel anxious, now you feel fear. So the moment we feel those emotions, it takes a thought and a feeling, a memory or an image and an emotion, a stimulus and a response, and we start conditioning the body emotionally into the past. Now, the body is so objective that it doesn't know the difference between the real-life experience that's creating that emotion and the emotion that person's fabricating by thought alone. The body's believing it's in that environmental condition. So if the environment signals the gene, and that's the truth, and the end product of an experience in the environment is an emotion, we're signaling the same genes, and genes make proteins. And if you keep signaling the same genes, you start down-regulating the gene and make cheaper proteins, and the body begins to break down. Now, that's an unconscious process. So what goes along with that is the moment the person feels that emotion of unhappiness or whatever it is, the brain checks in with the body and says, yeah, you're feeling pretty miserable, you're suffering, and we tend to generate more thoughts equal to the feeling that we have. And so then we get caught in this loop of thinking and feeling. So if we can't think greater than how we feel, or feelings have become the means of thinking, then we're thinking in the past, right? And so we call that the familiar past. And then a person gets going in the day and they start thinking, oh, I gotta see this person, I gotta go to that meeting, I hate doing this, and now they get in their routine. And a habit is a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through repetition. A habit is when you've done something so many times that the body now knows how to do it better than the mind. So now the person running through the same routine every single day is on autopilot, and their body's now dragging them into a predictable future based on what they did in the past, and they've lost their free will.
Effective problem-solving human nature often leads us to impulsively react when faced with problems. Our initial responses often involve fidgeting, overthinking, and even imagining scenarios that may not exist. In more extreme cases, this emotional roller coaster can lead to feelings of frustration or even depression. However, it's crucial to realize that succumbing to these reactions doesn't make the problem disappear. In fact, dwelling on the issue only serves to empower it and allow it to take control of our lives. The key lies in redirecting our focus and utilizing our time, energy, and effort more wisely. Rather than squandering these valuable resources on the problem itself, a more constructive approach is to channel them into productive problem-solving endeavors. By adopting effective problem-solving thought processes, we can transform challenges into opportunities for growth and development. Problems are a natural part of life, and avoiding or ignoring them is neither realistic nor beneficial. Instead, acknowledging their existence and addressing them with a proactive mindset is the key to overcoming obstacles. This shift in perspective enables us to break free from the cycle of negative emotions and unproductive reactions. Productive problem-solving involves assessing the situation objectively, breaking it down into manageable components, and identifying potential solutions. This approach empowers individuals to take control of their circumstances and actively work towards resolution. Moreover, by embracing a problem-solving mindset, one cultivates resilience and adaptability, essential traits for navigating life's inevitable challenges. While it's normal to experience impulsive reactions when confronted with problems, it's crucial to recognize that dwelling on these responses is counterproductive. Redirecting our energy towards productive problem-solving allows us to tackle challenges head-on and foster personal growth. Ultimately, embracing effective problem-solving strategies empowers us to navigate life's complexities with resilience and a positive outlook. Stop reacting emotionally. Humans are wired to want to act out their feelings as immediate as possible. Have you ever put a call through to someone in the hope of venting out your anger and frustration, but all effort to reach them was not fruitful? They ended up reaching out to you some minutes later about the missed calls or voicemails, and your response was, "They should not bother as you've had everything under control." Let's take a look back at this scenario. It seemed talking to the person was the only way your anger or frustration would go away. But here you are some minutes later, and you felt speaking about the same issue would no longer be necessary. When we act out of emotions, we give ourselves out to regret. We give ourselves over to an unsustainable burst of energy that is not only hazardous, but ephemeral in its feel-good factor. Reacting emotionally might give a quick sense of relief, but it's never a lasting solution. It's like a burst of energy that does not stick around for long. It is important to think twice before acting on strong emotions. Instead of letting the immediate feelings take and trick you into taking regrettable actions, it's often better to give yourself some time and find a more sustainable way to deal with the situation. That way you can avoid regrets and create a more stable and long-lasting sense of well-being. The fear of the unknown. The way our brains work is like having a habit playlist. We connect certain actions with how we feel, creating a routine we automatically turn to when we want certain emotions. The tricky part is that we often stick to what we know, even if it's not the best for us. We end up going in circles, stuck in the same routine, busy merry-go-rounding in orbit because we're scared of the unknown. This pattern keeps us from exploring new possibilities and reaching our full potential. Many of us miss out on living our best lives because we're stuck in the fear of what might happen, which leaves us on the sofas of our comfort zone, a state we continually complain of. But the fear of the unknown stops us from taking chances and reaching for new opportunities. Imagine your brain is like a DJ playing your favorite songs, but sometimes it keeps playing the same tune over and over. It's comfortable because it's familiar, but it also keeps you from discovering new and exciting songs. In the same way, sticking to old habits might feel safe, but it prevents you from unlocking your true potential. Breaking out of this cycle requires stepping into the unknown, like trying a new song on your playlist. It might feel strange at first, but it opens the door to fresh experiences and opportunities. Living in fear of what's to come holds us back, but embracing the unknown can lead to a more fulfilling and exciting life. So don't let the fear of the unknown keep you in a loop. Instead, take a chance, try something new, and discover the untapped potential within yourself. The pains are valid. When we go through tough times, our first instinct is often to ignore the pain and focus on moving forward. We use positive affirmations and try to trick our minds into forgetting the hurtful experiences. The problem with this approach is that we end up dismissing the real pain, attempting to run away from it, and covering it up with distractions. We keep ourselves busy with activities, hoping the pain will disappear. However, as time goes on, the hurt goes deeper, and eventually we can't push it away any longer. This is when breakdowns, frustrations, or even depression can set in. It's important to understand that the pain we feel is valid. Ignoring or invalidating it only prolongs the healing process. Instead of running away from the hurt, it's crucial to accept it. You don't have to dwell on it longer than necessary, but acknowledging the pain is the first step towards moving on. Validating the hurt is a key part of the healing journey. To heal, we must recognize and accept the pain, understanding where it comes from. By doing so, we can process the emotions and begin the journey toward healing. Imagine the hurt as a roadblock on your path. You can't ignore it or pretend it's not there. You have to face it head on. Validating the hurt is like lifting that roadblock and paving the way for healing. It's a necessary step to overcome the pain and move forward. So the next time you face emotional challenges, remember that it's okay to feel hurt. Accepting and validating that hurt is the first step towards healing and creating a brighter future for yourself. Avoid playing the blame game. As humans, we often find ourselves caught up in the blame game. It's almost like a default setting. We tend to think everyone else is wrong except for us. This tendency to externalize blame has given rise to what we call the victim mindset. Instead of taking control of our lives, we end up blaming external factors for everything we go through. It's like handing over the reins of our lives to things beyond our control, seeking sympathy and empathy from others. To truly grow and create new experiences, it's crucial to break free from this victim mindset and confront life head-on. Picture it like facing life with full force, leaving no stone unturned. Rather than focusing on things beyond our control, we should concentrate on what we can manage. It's about taking charge and steering our own ship. Imagine life as a journey where you have a choice. Either play the blame game and remain stuck, or take the driver's seat and navigate through challenges. Embracing a proactive approach involves letting go of the victim mindset and embracing responsibility for our actions. It's about saying, I may not control everything, but I can control how I respond and the choices I make. By facing life head-on, we open ourselves up to new opportunities and experiences. It's about being proactive and seizing the moment, regardless of the challenges we may encounter. So let go of the blame game, take control of what you can, and tackle life with determination. In doing so, you pave the way for personal growth and the creation of a more fulfilling and empowered life. In truth, we can all tell that the way up is easier than expected. We only need to know what to do per time. Defining a problem properly and apportioning the right solution to it will go a long way in helping us get off our old selves and become a person that attracts new experiences. If you find this video helpful, kindly like, share and subscribe.